I'm going to be doing a quick review of Albert Camus' The Fall. Albert Camus is a French philosopher who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1957. And The Fall is a book about a Frenchman who moves to Amsterdam. And the entire book is a dialogue between this Frenchman and a man in Amsterdam who he meets in a bar. And over the course of several days, they go on walks together in Amsterdam. And the entire book is just the Frenchman's recount of his life in Paris, and you actually don't even hear from the other man except from the dialogue of the Frenchman. And you get the whole picture of the setting through the Frenchman's dialogue. The entire book from beginning to end is literally just the Frenchman speaking. And I'm just going to give one or two quick quotes that I enjoyed. And talk about the book a little bit, and then I'm going to give it a review first, and then after the review I want to give one of my favorite topics discussed in the book. And the reason for doing it after the review is it's kind of a spoiler for the twist at the end of the book. So if you don't want to be spoiled, which I probably wouldn't want to be if I haven't read the book, because it's an excellent book, and the twist is very, very cool, then I would stop watching once I give the review. So there's a lot of topics that the Frenchman discusses. He talks about love, he talks about government, sex, he talks about self-love a lot. He's a very narcissistic guy, this Frenchman, the character. He's pretty much just putting it all out there to this random stranger that he's going on these walks with. And he's just confessing just a total judgment of his life. It's almost like a final judgment. He even talks about that. He says that everyone fears a final judgment after death, but the real fear is that we're judged by men every day. And this is him doing that to this stranger that he's speaking to. So one of the quotes I like in the book is, quote, "Above all, don't believe your friends when they ask you to be sincere with them. They merely hope you will encourage them in the good opinion they have of themselves by providing them with the additional assurance they will find in your promise of sincerity. If you are in that situation, don't hesitate. Promise to tell the truth, and then lie as best you can. You will satisfy their hidden desire, and doubly prove your affection. We don't want improvement ourselves or to be bettered, for we should first have to be judged by default. We merely wish to be pitied and encouraged in the course we have chosen." And quotes like that and stuff like that the Frenchman talks about, it's just kind of a brutally honest take on the human experience, which I found very intriguing, and I really enjoyed this book. Overall, one other thing I wanted to say is, it is a novel, and not only is it a novel, unlike a lot of other philosophy works where they're more essays, but he's not necessarily talking about epistemology or metaphysics or kind of classic philosophy topics. It's kind of a more philosophy for the masses as opposed to philosophy for like intellectual philosophers. Not that those people can't enjoy this. It's a very good book, but it's kind of more of an intermediate philosophy book.